All right, welcome everybody. I'm super excited to have Will here. Will is our first guest representing Minnesota State University Moorhead, our first guest of our second season, our new school year of 10 Minutes with. Will, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. I'm here. I got my mask on. I'm back in school. This is my first time actually doing one of these in school. So I'm kind of excited to be back and excited to share kind of some new information and some updated things with our families, and then introduce them to your school, your program, the things that you do. So why don't you start with just giving us an overview of your background, maybe what Moorhead, what led you to Moorhead, and go from there.
Sure. I'm actually pretty new to Moorhead. I wasn't a student there. I have no real connection to the city or the university, but I found the job a few months ago. Was looking for a career switch. I'd worked for about 15 years in summer camps year round, helping families connect to those kind of opportunities.
Cool.
And so college admissions was the next logical step, looking for a way to kind of slow things down and have a more evened out year with young kids in the family. So it's been really fun. Moorhead itself been a really great university to jump on with, incredibly similar to what I experienced in the camping world, of just a very friendly group of people, a very family oriented kind of campus of everyone willing to pitch in and welcome you to the team and share about what they're doing and find out more about you. It's been really, really great.
That's awesome, and I think that that unique background gives you a different perspective, which is super helpful in helping families navigate kind of this daunting task of college and what that means, and all of those things that go into making that huge decision. So that's awesome that you had that unique background. All right, let me jump into my questions here. So let's maybe start with the obvious. What does campus look like right now? I know I'm here at Andover High School, and I have my mask around my neck. Every time people walk in or I leave my office, I have my mask up. Is class in session? What's going on? What's just give me maybe an overview of what that looks like.
Yeah, and I would preface by saying I'm Twin Cities based, so I'm in Chaska, so I can't look out my window and tell you exactly what campus looks like. But from what I know and from what I've been told, the mood on campus is pretty good. Everyone's bunkered down and is going to do the things that it's going to take to keep themselves on campus. So masks are required. Almost every student has some version of online classes. Uh, there's definitely on-campus, in-classroom classes happening as well, but a lot of those are more focused to either higher level classes where that interaction is very important, or lab-based things you can't do online. Like, we have a cadaver lab on campus and it's really hard to do that virtually.
Sure, that's awesome. So it sounds a lot kind of like what our kids are going to be experiencing this year with a hybrid model, and hopefully this experience is making everybody just stronger. And that's sort of been my messaging: is think of how much stronger we'll be with technology, with relationship building, all of those things that we're having to learn because you and I aren't sitting across at a coffee shop together for spending 10 minutes together. We're doing this out virtually, so that's sort of been my messaging. So that's great that Moorhead is kind of keeping that going too, for their students. So a little bit more about the school. Great opportunities, great programs, obviously. One of my favorite questions to ask college reps is, you get that elevator pitch, you get that one-time sales opportunity to families or students. What does that look like for you? What would you say to people that don't maybe know anything about the Moorhead campus or the Moorhead University?
Yeah, I'd say if you're looking for a mid-sized university with in a bigger college town, Moorhead is perfect. So we are located next to Concordia and NDSU, so the Fargo-Moorhead area is a big college town, but you can kind of take that big college environment and shrink it down and just focus on Moorhead. So you have all the opportunities of a big college town on a small campus. About 6,000 students, so it's big enough that there's always something going on campus, but not so big that you can't make something happen. So if you want to take a leadership role or get into a club or connect directly to a professor, it's still easy to do all of those things because it's not so big.
That's great. One of my favorite lines to families is, college is what you bring to the campus too. You have to be actively learning and actively seeking opportunities. And, it's great that those communities are, that you guys have that Fargo Moorhead area community built in. But also, if you go there with an open mind and you try all these different things, like you can make your very smallish, mid-sized, smallish campus seem pretty unique too. So those are all awesome things. What about programming? What are maybe three of the most popular programs? Or, I know that's hard to ask a college rep, but if you had to say, like, what are your most common questions or most common programs that people are asking you about?
So Moorhead was founded as the Minnesota State Teachers College way back in the day. So education and related majors are still very, very big on campus. Everything from traditional education to social work and all of those other majors, speech, language, hearing, all of those education related majors. Then we've got a couple of unique ones. Our nursing program is just relaunching as a fully accredited brand new facilities. It's really great. And then we have a really strong entertainment field, entertainment production. So everything from animation to audio production, film editing, film production, really hands-on kind of programs. And so a lot of students come up there and then jump back to the Twin Cities when they're done.
That's awesome. I love to hear that about the nursing program. That's one of the hardest conversations to have with families because it's so competitive and the spaces are so limited. And it's great to hear about other nursing options and that you guys have some great facilities going in too. Let's talk about student life or campus. What does you mentioned some of those things, leadership opportunities and whatnot, but anything that makes Moorhead unique, or maybe even if that, you mentioned some of it, what about like if families are coming up to visit, what about the area? I mean, things like that you must do to kind of get that full experience of understanding or getting to learn more about the college campus.
Yeah, on the student life side, like we have all of the classic activities. There's a huge variety of clubs and organizations for you to be a part of, everything from professional groups to take your major out into the real world, student government sort of things, as well as interest-based. So I know there's an anime club and a board game club. These are things that I enjoy, so I remember them.
Mhm.
There are, of course, sports teams. We have 3 levels of sports. We're an NCAA Division II school. We also have a really robust club teams that play against other universities, and a really fun intramural league that plays against students on campus. There's a rock wall in our wellness center that has its own competitive team as well. Yeah, and then outside of the campus itself, there's all the opportunities of a mid-sized city in Fargo Moorhead. The one that sticks out in my mind as a must-do if you're going to visit campus or come visit your student who's there. Moorhead is the home of the Dilly Bar at Dairy Queen. It was created in Moorhead, so it's still that Dairy Queen exists. It's got a big Dilly Bar statue out front, so you gotta do that at least once.
How did I not know that? That's news to me.
It was news to me too, and I was pretty excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, my biggest messaging is always get involved, right? Like you mentioned so many great opportunities, really like own your experience, get involved, try new things. I love that you mentioned professional organizations as a way to network and get jobs, right? Because that's what, in the end, that's what the college is all about, is getting, what job are you getting afterward, So we'll all love all of those things.
I would also throw in like all the cultural opportunities. You have your experience, but sample other people's experience as well. Like get to diversify your own experience in an environment that is made to sample.
Absolutely, and challenge yourself. I couldn't agree more. Great advice there. What about for you? Do you have a favorite college experience? Do you have something that stands out to you that you wanted to, or that you would be willing to share?
Sure. Yeah. So I went to Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa, which is about the size of Moorhead. Honestly, when I'm on Moorhead's campus, it feels very familiar. But I played a lot of ultimate frisbee.
Yes.
And then the one really unique thing, because Drake is a private school, we were able to just, I found a group of friends that we were able to call campus security and say, hey, it's like midnight, but we're going to go ahead and play capture the flag across campus. So if you see us lurking next to buildings, please don't give us too much of a hassle.
Yeah, that's what college is all about. That's an awesome story. Before we get into our favorite rapid fire thing, anything we missed on Moorhead, or anything that you wanted to make sure to highlight before we get into our much anticipated rapid fire questions?
Yeah, I think Moorhead has, I think I said it earlier, but has this just incredible family feel. So like the term dragon family gets thrown around. By the way, we're the Dragons, which if that's your make or break, we've got one of the cooler mascots around.
Yeah, very true.
But the incredible family feel, and like everyone feels like we're moving in the same direction of being really supportive of everyone on campus.
For sure. And I would definitely, again, if I had to give advice, I would say if you're heading up to that area, you have a great time or great opportunity to see three pretty unique campuses all within a small distance. So it's a great trip up there for a Saturday visit, or a week, making a weekend of it kind of deal.
Yeah.
Obviously, check with admissions right now to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Probably the website is the best place to look, I would guess.
Yeah, we're offering in-person tours, but we do ask that they're scheduled in advance. They schedule about a month out, so you can plan ahead. Please don't just show up. It makes it really hard to keep everybody safe. We're also offering virtual tours. So if you want to, see campus without a 4-hour drive, that's a possibility for you.
Yep.
If you do either one of those things, we'll waive the application fee for you. So
very cool.
$20. All you have to do is sit for an hour on Zoom and save $20.
Perfect. And then we have you set up for a virtual visit with our Anoka Hennepin schools too. So those are all great opportunities here. Let's jump right in. So this is something new for us for kind of our new school year. Last year we used to do our last season when I started this, we did some different questions. This year we're going to do some rapid fire this or that, right? So feel free to explain or not explain. I'll base it. I'll give you the next one afterwards. So first one, cookies or cake?
Cookies.
Good call. Cat or dog?
I have cats, so I'll not make them sad.
Yeah. Pop, rock, country music, or something else?
Podcasts.
Good call. Any favorites?
The Office Ladies has been really fun recently. The episode by episode rewatch of The Office.
So, side note, my old question used to be any favorite binges during quarantine, and I would say 6 out of 10 people, 7 out of 10 people would say The Office. So, pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes to make, waffles to eat.
Yeah, I love it. Hot chocolate or coffee?
Coffee, sure.
Morning or evening?
Morning. My kids demand I say that I live that life.
And then last one, text message or call?
Text message to set up the call.
There it is. Thank you so much for doing our rapid fire questions. So that was kind of our 10 minutes with anything, any final thoughts, advice, for the students or the families watching this that you wanted to share?
Just have fun with your college search. Like, have a few rapid fire questions ready for your visits, for your teams. The more memorable you make yourself and more memorable you make those experiences, the more the admissions team is going to be excited to keep in touch with you. So
I love that. I love that. I always, I try to stress to families that yes, it's overwhelming. Yes, it's daunting. Yes, it's a big decision, but the search and the experience and all of these things are supposed to be enjoyable, and you're supposed to learn what you who you are during your time in college, and sort of figure out some of these things. So it should be a thing that you enjoy, and find a process that works for your family, and take advantage of all of those things that you said or that you mentioned during our call. So Thank you so much for spending 10 minutes with me. I'm super appreciative of the opportunity to have you on, and I look forward to um, learning more about Moorhead and hearing more about kind of the unique things you guys are doing going forward.
Yeah, I'm super excited to connect with students again now that everyone's back at school, to have students in school and have counselors available to like complete that triangle of helping kids find their connections.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.
All right, thank you.